Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. I am Nur Zakiah binti Othman.
I'm Nur Hidayah binti Zainul.
We are going to present our paper titled Polytechnic Lecturers' Reflective Behaviour During Teaching and Learning Practice. In this presentation, we are going to cover introduction, problem statement, objective, rationale, literature review, findings, and conclusion. Let me start with introduction. Teaching has always been considered as the dynamic profession wherein professional reflection on what works and does not work and why has been the key requirement for being a reflective teacher. According to Kaufman et al. 2006, there is a notion saying that effective teachers need to be thoroughly reflective. That is, the need to reflect frequently, regularly, and vigilantly. For problem statement, lecturers have worries and concerns during teaching session, and the best way to channel their worries is through reflective practice. As mentioned by Lauren 2002, questioning and investigating will allow the teachers to further understand a particular dilemma or situation. Thus, a study that focuses on lecturer reflective behaviour during their teaching session as well as the areas that need to be reflected on will be timely and will be the focus of this study. As for the rationale of this study, according to Brand 1988, for teachers to be effective, they must be effective observers as well as able to reflect, inquire, and critique their own interactions. A teacher must also be equipped with the characteristics of an expert teacher because they need to give their best performance in their class session. Every teacher has a professional responsibility to be reflective and evaluative about their practice. Thus, the purpose of this study is to find out the reflective behavior among the lecturer reflective behavior in their teaching session. Specifically, the study is conducted to fulfill the following objective. First, to find out whether the lecturers are well prepared before they go to teach. Second, to find out the frequency of reflection among the lecturers during teaching session. And last, to find out whether the lecturers practice thorough reflection on the areas of teaching strategies and classroom management. Moving on to literature review, reflection or critical reflection refers to an activity or process in which an experience is recalled, considered, and evaluated, usually in relation to a broader purpose. According to Bartlett 1990, it is a response to past experience and involves conscious recall and examination of the experience as a basis for evaluation and decision making and as a source of planning and action.
According to Faiza, Richard, and Lockhart, there were 3 types of decision making which can help the teacher make wise decisions during reflection. The first one is planning decision, which refers to the decision made before the class is conducted. This is relevant where teachers must reflect before they start their teaching session and teaching practices. The second type is interactive decision, where it involves the decision made during the lesson. This kind of decision allows the teacher to spontaneously reflect on their lesson based on the response from the students in the class. The last type of decision making is on evaluative decision. It is the decision made after the retrospection of the teaching process is done. Moving on to the methodology, The population of this study consists of 100 lecturers from one of the Polytechnic in Malaysia. The data of this study was collected through a questionnaire adapted from the study conducted for teacher training course in UiTM. The questionnaire consisted of 3 sections. The first section is on demographic profile, while the second section is about the frequency of reflection the respondent practiced during their teaching session, while the third section is on the reflection process during the teaching session. Moving on to the findings. For section B on reflection, it can be summed up that the majority of the respondents practice reflection daily during the teaching session. As for section C, which is the reflection during teaching session, it can be summed up that majority of the respondents had positive reflection about their preparation for the teaching session. For the reflection on teaching strategies, the findings prove that majority of the respondents were very reflective during the teaching session on the areas of teaching strategies in the classroom. As for the last part, which is the reflection on classroom management, the results showed that majority of the respondents were being very reflective toward their classroom management, even though quite a number of them found that classroom management was not that easy. So as a conclusion to our study, we could say that the lecturers were well prepared for the lesson and they did reflection every day. They also practiced thorough reflection on the areas of teaching strategies and classroom management. That's all. Thank you.